Welcome to Influential Entrepreneurs, bringing you interviews with elite business leaders and experts, sharing tips and strategies for elevating your business to the next level. Here's your host, Mike Saunders.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Influential Entrepreneurs. This is Mike Saunders, the Authority Positioning Coach. Today we have back with us Rhett Chambers, who's the founder of Rhett Chambers Financial Services, and we'll be talking today about business insurance. Rhett, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, I'm excited to talk about this concept, and I'm looking forward to hopefully providing some education for business owners that'll give them, maybe some tools that they can use moving into the future to help grow their business. And hopefully it's valuable, and I believe that it will be.
I think that when people hear the word insurance, all of a sudden their red flag goes up and it's like, nope, I'm good to go. So I love how your approach to certain things has an element of strategy there. And you just said the words grow their business. So I'm certain that there's going to be a strategy with business insurance and using it to grow a business. So I'm interested in hearing that. But let's start off with talking about how business and life insurance can be used by that business owner. It just as a whole, because I think that people think of it as just a needed thing, but how do you approach it with your clients to teach them that it can be a strategy to consider?
Yes. So in some of our previous conversations, we've spoke about the concepts of key person insurance to protect the business in the event of the loss of a key person who's very vital to the performance of the business. And then we also talked about the buy-sell agreement and the buy-sell insurance, where business owners are protected, or the business is protected, to give the business the ability to continue if it were to lose one of the owners. And it gives the funding to make sure that the business can, for example, buy out the interest of the business from the surviving family. But in addition to that, business insurance can be used to help grow the business, often because the life insurance plan, for example, that a business owns on, whether it's a key person or an owner, can be used as collateral for loans. And oftentimes businesses grow by taking out loans and taking chances with banks. And this offers the life insurance as collateral for a loan offers benefits to both the business owner and for the lending institution, the bank. It gives the bank the peace of mind of knowing that it is protected against the loss of a key person at the business that is providing a loan for. And banks will actually often require life insurance as collateral to secure a loan. It's one additional way that the bank can protect itself against the inability of the business to make payments or to pay off the balance of the loan. This protects them against potential losses if the borrower, whether it's the individual working at the business or the business, faces an unexpected death or even illness. So this is a tool that gives a mutual protection to the bank and to the business, moving into the future as both try to accomplish a goal. The bank is looking for solid lending practices, while the business is looking for access to cash that it can use.
Capital. Yeah.
Capital to grow.
And I don't know much about the business lending process, but I know on residential borrowing for a house and whatnot, you fit in the box. You have to have this credit score and debt to income ratio, and there's those same kinds of things. But I think that collateral is a huge aspect on both sides of the equation. So for a business loan, for that bank looking at collateral, they look at the business, obviously, but then doesn't this add an extra layer of collateral to help out the loan approval process?
Absolutely. I've never been a banker. I've never been in the banking business, but like you mentioned, for example, in the mortgage business, or in business lending, whether it's equipment that's used as collateral, buildings, etc. I'm not necessarily sure in each instance what is used as collateral, but I will be reached out to by clients who indicate to me, they'll say, look, Rhett, I'm looking at securing some financing, and my banker is asking that I take out a life insurance plan, and
Hmm.
I respond by telling them, well, we have a couple of options. We can either begin a new life insurance plan for this purpose, or we can use one of your existing life insurance plans. And if it's more insurance than you need, and we can use that as collateral temporarily. So this is a way for a bank, particularly I've seen local banks, to sort of double protect themselves against loss. And I believe that when I indicate to clients, hey, look, if we take out a new policy to use for this purpose, once you pay the loan off, you can use this insurance plan for another future loan, or you could use it for different purposes, because it's not permanent. The collateral, the life insurance plan as a collateral, is something which can be for temporary use, but that does not make the actual insurance plan temporary. The insurance plan could quite possibly be used for in a redundant capacity, be used for another loan, or it could be used for a different business purpose moving forward. So yes, it does provide a tool that the business can use moving forward, or the individual can use. And another component of this strategy is that none of us are guaranteed the ability to be able to purchase life insurance, for example, moving forward, because at any time, obviously, we could lose our health, we could lose our ability to secure insurance. And once an insurance plan is put in force, the usage of the plan can change, but the putting the insurance in force is the key, is the beginning, and then we can use it for how the business owner wants to use it moving forward.
You mentioned insurance, and we don't want to get into a 14.5 hour conversation about that, but there's many types of insurance. What is the type of business insurance that you're using in this example for collateralizing a loan? Term, permanent, what are some of the options that way?
Most commonly, it's term life. Term life is extremely affordable relative to the volume of insurance that you do actually put in force. And so, from a business standpoint, oftentimes businesses are looking for the most rock bottom cost that they can achieve to accomplish the goal and to acquire the tool that they need to move forward with growing their business. So oftentimes it is term, but also this term insurance can be used or can be converted to a permanent plan moving forward. So
Mhm.
a lot of the term plans have guaranteed provisions within them that give the business owner the ability to make the term plan permanent. Also, the insurance plan is, in this example being a term plan, is set up where the beneficiary can change, and also we can pledge the life insurance benefit to the bank on a temporary basis, and we can actually remove the pledge. And this is accomplished through a collateral assignment form. This form is one which the bank will want a copy of, and obviously the owner of the policy will want a copy of as well. And this document grants the bank access to the policy's benefits over a period of time in the event that the borrower's death occurs and the term life pays out. The life
Yeah.
insurance company actually is the provider of the form, and this form, it ensures a secure arrangement between the borrower and the bank, and is a very simple process, and that's the binding tool between the bank and the borrower.
What are some of the things that a business owner should keep in mind when thinking of using life insurance as collateral? Because yes, we're all familiar with the concept of term insurance, but is there special ways to set it up? Do you just click a button online and go, I've got term insurance, here it is, bank? Or there's some special considerations that need to be put into place to make sure that it fits with what the bank would be looking for?
Yes. So one of the big components of the decision-making process the for the business owner is cost. So if we're looking at a very short loan, a 5-year loan or a 10-year loan, there's really no reason to do a very long term, for example, of 20 years or 30 years, because that's going to generate a higher cost. So we can craft the plan to match up with the terms of the loan, and doing that, keep the cost as low as possible, which is oftentimes, as I mentioned before, very important for the business owner. So with that being said, if we're doing a new insurance plan, a new term life, for example, as collateral for a loan, we'll provide an overview of the life insurance plan to the bank, and then the bank will obviously want to know the value and want to know, do we want to do a collateral assignment form for the full policy or a percentage of the policy. And this can all be adjusted and amended moving forward. So as the loan balance is paid down, for example, let's say 9 years into a 10-year loan, then we can adjust the policy moving forward, which can sort of free up some of the benefits to be used for other purposes. So it's a very flexible concept. And I also want to touch on the fact that for the borrower, it enhances their credit worthiness. That the bank knows that there's an additional level of protection. This potentially secures a larger loan amount, or maybe even more favorable terms. I'm not a banker, so I can't really elaborate on the flexibility that the banker has on the terms. But in the unfortunate event of a borrower's death or severe illness, the benefits can pay off the loan immediately. This protects not only the bank, but it also protects the borrower's business, protects the borrower's estate, protects their family. And then, of course, for the bank, it provides that assurance and means of recovering the loan amount if an unforeseen circumstance were to occur and there were to be an inability of the borrower to repay the loan. There's also the ability within some of these term life plans to have additional benefits, where if the borrower were to become sick, then there would be access to some of the benefits while living with some of the plans in the market. But for the most part, the design of the insurance plan is to protect in the event of the unfortunate premature death of the borrower.
Yep. 100%. Well, let's kind of wrap up with this thought. If you put into place this type of life insurance, term life for a collateral for a loan, can you think of an example where that really was the linchpin critical point to help that business owner get the loan? And if they hadn't done it, then they wouldn't have gotten it. And then that opens up all worlds of opportunity for them using that loan. Can you think of a time that is you've worked with a client that way?
Absolutely. Yeah. I have a business owner who also does real estate investing, and he works with a few of the local banks here in town. And he'll oftentimes call me and he'll say, Rhett, I need to get a 10-year term for XYZ amount because I'm going to purchase this piece of real estate, and the bank wants me to put this insurance in force. So it's really important for his bankers to know, excuse me, especially as their risk exposure to this particular business owner grows, to understand that, this collateral assignment is here to make sure that the bank is protected. And he does a terrific job while he is constantly communicating with me, and he also constantly communicates with the banks. And actually, the banks and the bankers will reach out to me directly and email me. And I've had them call me asking for copies of the collateral assignment form, or that I give them some options on the term life. So communication is really key. There's many moving parts here. There's the paying down of the loan. There's additional loan exposure that the bank wants to have with a particular client. And it's very important to have a clear understanding of how the insurance benefits will be used by the business owner. So this goes on with this particular client as he buys more and more real estate. He is growing his life insurance portfolio, and the banks, I can see the banks growing their trust in this business owner slash investor. His portfolio of real estate has grown dramatically over the past 7 or 8 years, and so has his life insurance portfolio. And the strong majority of his life insurance portfolio is set up currently as collateral on loans. So it's a mutual benefit, and it gives, I believe, the business owner slash investor, it gives him a lot of comfort in knowing that his family will not have to deal with all of these loans in the event of his death, because every single loan that I'm aware of that he uses here locally in town is backed up by, is collateralized.
Collateralized, yeah.
So it's worked out really well, and it's exciting, and it provides a lot of self-gratification for me, having multiple professionals communicate with me, because you feel like you're a part of a team. You are a part of a team. And so that's fun. I enjoy it.
Awesome. Well, Rhett, if someone is listening to this thinking maybe I need to collateralize my business loans with this approach, what's the best way they can reach out and connect with you?
Yes, my email, Rhett, RHETT at rhettchambers.com. Again, that's RHETT at rhettchambers.com. Or they can reach out to me on my phone at my direct number at 205-737-5220. Again, it's 205-737-5220. Those are the two best ways to contact me. And again, Mike, I've really enjoyed the conversations, and I feel like there are business owners who will listen to this and see a lot of value in knowing about this tool, because it is an insurance plan, but at the same time, I feel more it could be accurately described as a tool to grow their business.
Yes, I love it. Well, Rhett, thank you so much for coming back on again. It's a pleasure talking with you.
You as well. Thanks so much.
You've been listening to Influential Entrepreneurs with Mike Saunders. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.influentialentrepreneurssradio.com.